Let's explore the legendary tanks of WW1, including the British Mark I and the German A7V, and learn about their innovative designs and historical significance. The first ever tank, the British Mark I, debuted on the 15th of September 1916 in the Battle of Flers-Courcelette. The MarkI's innovative design featured a rhomboid shape, allowing it to cross trenches and rough terrain. Germany responded with the A7V, its first tank, which saw action on the 24th of April 1918 at the Battle of Villers-Bretonneux. The A7V was much larger than the Mark I, with a crew of 18 and a top speed of 3 miles per hour. Despite their limitations, early tanks played a significant role in breaking the stalemate of trench warfare. By the war's end, over 2,600 tanks had been built, paving the way for modern armored warfare. Explore the eerie streets of Pripyat, a city of 49,000 people that was evacuated overnight after the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster, and see the abandoned buildings and attractions that remain today. Pripyat was evacuated in just 36 hours, leaving behind a ghost town of 49,000 residents. The city was abandoned on the 27th of April 1986, a day after the Chernobyl nuclear disaster occurred. Pripyat's design was inspired by Soviet-era urban planning, with wide streets and ample public spaces. The city's attractions, like the Pripyat amusement park, were never open to the public due to the evacuation. Radioactive contamination remains high in Pripyat, making it uninhabitable for humans without protection. Explore the complex emotional associations of brown, from feelings of comfort and reliability to boredom and lack of excitement, and why it's more than just an earthy color. Brown is the least favorite color among 45% of people in a YouGov survey, yet it's also a comfort color. Brown is associated with feelings of reliability, stability, and warmth, evoking a sense of coziness and comfort. The color brown is closely tied to nature, with 70% of people linking it to earth, soil, and wood. In branding, brown is often used to convey a sense of ruggedness, authenticity, and approachability. Think UPS and Hershey's. However, brown can also evoke feelings of boredom, dullness, and lack of excitement, especially in design and art. In the 17th and 18th centuries, scientists believed that a hypothetical substance called phlogiston was released during combustion, only to be disproven by Antoine Lavoisier's discovery of oxygen. The phlogiston theory originated in the 17th century with Johann Joachim Becher's proposal of a fire substance. Phlogiston was believed to be a fundamental element released during combustion, a process thought to be a simple release. The theory predicted that materials would release phlogiston when burned, and gain it back when calcined or purified. Antoine Lavoisier's experiments with metals and combustion disproved phlogiston, revealing a new understanding of chemical reactions. Lavoisier discovered oxygen in 1778, which replaced phlogiston as the key component of combustion and uncover the shocking truth about how ultra-processed foods like Fruit Loops, which contain 11 grams of sugar per serving, are designed to be addictive and learn how to break the cycle. The average American consumes over 27 pounds of sugar per year from ultra-processed foods alone. Fruit Loops contain 11 grams of sugar per serving, exceeding the daily recommended intake for kids. Food manufacturers use a precise blend of sugar, salt, and fat to create an addictive flavor profile. Ultra-processed foods are designed to activate the brain's reward centers, releasing feel-good chemicals like dopamine. Consuming high-sugar diets can lead to sugar cravings, mood swings, and energy crashes in just a few days. Breaking the sugar cycle requires a 10 to 14-day detox period to reset your taste buds and brain. Discover the science behind rapid muscle growth, including the role of protein synthesis and proper nutrition, as exemplified by bodybuilder Steve Reeves' impressive transformation. Muscle gain requires a calorie surplus, meaning you must consume more calories than you burn. Protein synthesis is key to muscle growth, with 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram recommended daily. Resistance training stimulates muscle growth by causing micro tears in muscle fibers, which then repair and grow. Steve Reeves' impressive physique was achieved through a combination of weight training, cardio, and strict nutrition. Adequate rest and sleep are crucial for muscle recovery, with 7 to 9 hours of sleep recommended nightly. Consistency and patience are essential, as muscle gain takes time. With 0. Uncover the infamous staircase to nowhere in the game The Stanley Parable, a choice-driven narrative that satirizes player expectations. The Stanley Parable is a choice-driven narrative game that satirizes player expectations. The game's infamous staircase to nowhere is a deliberate design choice to confuse players. The staircase is actually a metaphor for the futility of player choice in games. The game's developer, Davey Wreden, wanted to subvert player expectations and challenge game design norms. The Stanley Parable has received critical acclaim for its unique storytelling and humor. The game's staircase has become a cultural icon, symbolizing the absurdity of video game design. Discover how the hands device, introduced by Dr. The hands device was introduced by Dr. Robert Huertas in 2003 to revolutionize motorsport safety. HANDS stands for Head and Neck Support, a critical component in preventing head injuries. The device prevents basilar skull fractures by keeping the head from whipping forward or backward. IndyCar and NASCAR were among the first to adopt HANDS, making it a racing standard. Since its introduction, HANDS has saved numerous lives and prevented severe head trauma in motorsports. Today, HANDS devices are mandatory in most professional racing leagues worldwide for driver safety. Windows Vista was launched in 2007, but it was plagued by bugs, slow performance, and hardware requirements that were too high. Windows Vista was released in 2007 with high expectations but quickly gained notoriety for its poor performance. It required a minimum of 1 GHz processor and 512 MB RAM, high specs at the time. The operating system was plagued by compatibility issues with existing software and hardware. One of the most criticized features was user account control, which prompted users excessively for permission. Windows Vista's development was rushed, with a short 3-year development cycle contributing to its flaws. Microsoft eventually discontinued support for Windows Vista in 2017, 10 years after its release. In baseball, if a pitcher intentionally hits a batter with a pitch, it's considered a ball. But did you know that if the umpire believes the pitch was accidental, the batter can still be awarded first base? In baseball, a hit by pitch is considered a ball unless the umpire rules it intentional. If the umpire believes the pitch was accidental, the batter can still be awarded first base. This rule is based on the umpire's judgment, leading to disputes and heated arguments. The rule is in place to prevent pitchers from intentionally hitting batters to intimidate or injure. The intentional walk was abolished in 2017, but the hit-by-pitch rule remains unchanged. The rule's ambiguity has led to controversies affecting game outcomes and player safety.